For Paulina Boyo, doing the simplest tasks proved difficult, such as buying groceries at the local provision shop. She never knew when she was going to have a seizure.
I would go into a shop to buy something, and there I would have a small seizure. I didn't fall down, but I couldn't think. My mind was confused, and I couldn't even count money.
Pauline has had seizures since birth. Her parents did what they could to help, but they were poor with no health insurance.
I was living in solitary confinement. I was confined to my room when my parents left to work in the fields. I was so lonely.
Seizures became part of her everyday life. She never could tell when one would hit and would often drop things she was carrying. Pauline wondered if she would ever move from her parents' home or would ever marry.
I was a confused, desperate person. I didn't know what I was going to do. I told my father that I wanted to kill myself.
Then in 1994, she began having grand mal seizures where she would fall to the ground, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day.
I fell down anywhere with a seizure, and I would wake up and not know where I was. People were around me, and I was embarrassed. My mind was confused, and I was so tired. I just wanted to sleep.
At one point, Pauline spent 3 months in the hospital and received anti-seizure medicines, but she couldn't tolerate them, so the grand mal seizures continued and even got worse. It was at that point that she decided to come to the Sifan Gospel Crusade in her city in Cameroon.
Before I went to the crusade, I was very young in my faith as a Christian. I went there, and people were singing and praising God. First, the speaker prayed for salvation. Then, he began to pray for those who were sick and oppressed by the devil.
Hallelujah. I'm going to lead you now in a prayer of salvation.
Je vais te conduire dans une prière du salut.
If you're praying this prayer with me, I want you to shout it with all of your might.
Et s'il te plaît, si tu fais cette prière ce soir, je veux que tu la cries de toutes tes forces.
I felt for the very first time something like a load or weight left me, something like a fresh wind blowing on me. I felt as though a remarkable change had taken place in my life that night at the crusade.
That night at home, Pauline slept like she had never slept in her life, filled with peace and no fear that she would have a seizure.
Before, I was limited in what I could do. Now, no limits. I can do anything. Go to the market, anything. I want to say to all people in America and everywhere that God is real. And so I say, trust in Jesus Christ and believe in Him.